got involved from then, and I wrote the first ever macro strategy piece on valuing Bitcoin in 2013, backing out the price of gold and saying, listen, they've got similar attributes. Here's the stock to flow of gold. That's me doing a rough, thumb. I'm not using advanced econometrics or anything. Here's the known supply of gold, the known known reserves of gold. Well, if Bitcoin looked the same and it was at $200, I said it's worth $1 million with gold at 1,300. And so I said, listen, this is the best opportunity I've ever seen, because the risk reward is so good. Because let's assume that Raoul is a total idiot and he's 90% wrong, and it's worth 100 grand. Right. So you're buying it at 200, and Raoul's idiot trade, it's worth 100 grand. So I was like, okay, I've never seen anything like this. So that was my crypto journey. Then I start Real Vision, because I want to also, having seen these financial crises, realize that I had the access to all the information, being the epicenter of everybody, that other people didn't, and I wanted to change that. So Real Vision was a way of democratizing that by using video and interviewing the world's smartest people on it. I mean, you've been on Real Vision, trying to get access to everybody to this. So we've got a level playing field, and giving people the right tools, getting to develop a framework. So that was that. And then we, in the first video on Real Vision, had Bitcoin in it. And I talked about it from day one and said, these are parallel tracks to finance. Well, they weren't parallel, they're converging, but they feel like parallel because they weren't converging very far back then in 2014. And I always said the next recession, macro and crypto are going to be the same thing. And lo and behold, 2020 comes along. It's a beautiful chart pattern. It's the right point in the halving cycle. Macro and crypto have met. Central banks are going to print unlimited amounts of money. It's like, here is the biggest opportunity any of us are ever going to be given. And that, I think, proved right.
Digital gold is the store of value. With Bitcoin, this is how I think people can wrap their head around it, at least, but they're not getting the whole deal. Are you in Bitcoin? Because it's like, when I look at it, am I in Bitcoin for a store of value? Are you in Bitcoin for a store of value? I'm in it to get rich. It's a venture, early stage, on like play on the future.
Look, it's a nice narrative. And if the technology is as powerful as we think it is, and it has network effects, it will go up in value over time. Does it offset the central bank balance sheet? It looks that way, but who knows? It's an exponential bloody asset. It goes up anyway. It should do in theory. So yes, it probably is a long-term store of value, but who just wants to store value?
If you want to store value, we have one. It's been going up for almost 50 years, 10 points per year. That is a store of value and a track record of over a millennium.
The combo, if those are your concerns, then the combo of gold and Bitcoin is actually a nice portfolio. It's actually pretty decent. And you can sit that quietly. Gold dampens the volatility somewhat. Crypto gives you upside. Super interesting. But to talk about how it's taking market share, and it is, because I'm seeing all the family offices allocate outside of gold because of it's just storing it, moving it around. It's bloody clunky and experience in the contemporary age. And like one of my clients for Global Macro Investor is a famous, very elderly, well, in age, not in mind, Italian industrialist. And he's a gold guy. He grew up having to escape the war into Switzerland, across the border from Italy, blah, blah, blah. So he's a gold guy through and through. I mean, his crypto position now for the last 2 years has been 5 times that of his gold position. I sold my gold because I had a bunch of gold. I saw what was coming, and gold was obviously the right thing to hold. And I sold my gold because I just looked at the Bitcoin gold chart and said, why do I own gold? That's not to devalue the value of gold in somebody's portfolio, but it wasn't right for me. I had an income.
Absolutely.
I didn't need it. What I saw was the biggest opportunity. So I'd use it to cushion, because we didn't know what the hell was going to happen in March, April, May. But then after that, I'm like, no, now's the time to go for the other opportunity. Gold served its great purpose for me, worked very well. Let's move on.